My child, listen to me with your whole heart, because I am speaking to you in a way that goes beyond sound and beyond words. I am speaking to the place inside you that has been tired for a long time, the place that has been holding questions, the place that feels like it has been waiting for an answer that never comes. This moment is not random. You are not here by accident. I have drawn you here because I want you to hear me clearly. I know how heavy your heart has been. I know how many times you tried to stay strong when everything inside you felt weak. I know the nights when sleep did not come easily because your mind kept replaying the same thoughts again and again. You wondered where you went wrong. You wondered why life became so complicated. You wondered why you had to fight battles that others around you did not seem to face. My child, I have seen every part of your journey. There were moments when you felt forgotten, as if your prayers were hitting the ceiling and falling back down. You spoke to me in silence because you were tired of explaining your pain to people who could not understand it. You asked me quietly if I still cared, if I was still near, if I was still listening. I want you to know this truth right now. I never stopped listening. I never turned away. I never ignored your cries. Before anyone ever noticed you, I noticed you. Before anyone ever believed in you, I believed in you. Even when you doubted yourself, I did not doubt you. I created you with intention. Your heart, your mind, your sensitivity, your strength. None of it is a mistake. Even the parts of you that feel broken are not wasted in my hands. You have walked through seasons of disappointment that shaped you in ways you do not yet fully understand. You trusted people who hurt you. You opened your heart and felt it break. You gave your best and felt unappreciated. And in those moments, you asked me why you had to keep learning lessons the hard way. But my child, some lessons cannot be learned without pain, and some strength cannot be built without resistance. The enemy tried to convince you that your suffering meant I was far away. He tried to make you believe that silence meant abandonment, but silence does not mean I am absent. Often, silence means I am working behind the scenes, arranging things in ways you cannot yet see. Just because you do not see movement does not mean nothing is happening. You have been under spiritual pressure for a reason. The enemy sensed what I placed inside you. He saw the calling on your life even before you did. That is why confusion attacked your mind. That is why fear tried to settle into your thoughts. That is why discouragement showed up right when you were about to grow. The enemy always attacks potential before it is revealed. But hear me clearly, my chosen one. The enemy cannot destroy what I protect. He cannot steal what I have sealed. He cannot stop what I have already ordained. You are still here because I sustained you. You are still breathing because your purpose is not finished. There were times when you felt like giving up completely. Times when walking away felt easier than holding on. You told yourself that maybe this was just how life would be, heavy, uncertain, exhausting. But even in those moments, something inside you refused to quit. That was not coincidence. That was my spirit keeping you from surrendering to despair. You have been carrying guilt for things I already forgave. You have been replaying moments I already healed. You have been holding on to shame that no longer belongs to you. My child, when I forgive, I do not remember your sins anymore. I do not bring them back to accuse you. Stop agreeing with a voice that keeps reminding you of what I have already washed away. You are not behind in life. You are not late. You are not less than others. Your journey looks different because your calling is different. Some people are rushed into places they are not ready for. I refuse to do that to you. I slowed your path to protect your heart, to strengthen your character, and to prepare you for what is coming. There were relationships I allowed to end, not because you were unworthy, but because they were unhealthy. I know it hurt when people walked away without explanation. I know it hurt when love was not returned the way you gave it. But my child, not every goodbye is loss. Some goodbyes are deliverance. Some endings are mercy. You love deeply, and that is both your strength and your vulnerability. You give your heart easily, and that is why you have been wounded deeply. But I am teaching you wisdom. I am teaching you boundaries. I am teaching you that not everyone deserves access to your heart. This lesson is preparing you for healthier connections ahead. You have often been the one who listens, the one who helps, the one who encourages. You stood strong for others, even when you needed someone to stand strong for you. And there were moments when you felt empty because you kept giving without being filled. My child, come to me. Let me be the place where you rest. Let me be the place where you are restored. The battle you are facing now is mainly in your thoughts. The enemy knows that if he can control your mind, he can influence your direction. That is why negative thoughts return so often. That is why doubt tries to sound logical. But I am calling you to replace lies with truth. You are not weak. You are not incapable. You are not alone. You have been feeling pressure from many directions at once. Financial worries, emotional strain, spiritual confusion. You asked me why everything feels heavy at the same time. My child, pressure reveals what must change. Pressure prepares you for elevation. I am strengthening you for what is ahead. You are closer to a shift than you realize. The reason the battle has intensified is because transformation is near. The enemy would not fight this hard if something powerful was not about to happen. Do not turn back now. Do not stop believing. I am restoring your identity. I am reminding you who you are in me. You are not defined by what happened to you. You are not defined by what people said about you. You are defined by my truth. And my truth says you are loved, chosen, and called. Even now, I am guiding you step by step. Even now, I am preparing doors you cannot yet see. Even now, I am healing wounds you thought would never close. Trust me. Stay close to me. Do not let go. I am with you in the waiting. I am with you in the silence. I am with you in the questions. And I will be with you in what comes next.
A calm heart, a steady mind, a soul that can breathe without fear. That is what you have been longing for. You are not asking for much. You are asking for what every weary soul desires. And I want you to know that peace is not far from you. Peace is not something you have to chase. Peace comes when you learn to rest in me, even while the world around you is unsettled. You have tried to control outcomes, because letting go felt dangerous. You told yourself that if you planned enough, worried enough, thought enough, then maybe pain would not surprise you again. But my child, worry has never protected you. It has only exhausted you. I am teaching you now to release what you cannot control and trust the one who controls all things. There were moments when you blamed yourself for things that were never your fault. You carried responsibility for emotions you did not cause and outcomes you could not change. You tried to fix people, situations, and relationships that only I could heal. And when it did not work, you felt like you failed. But you did not fail. You simply cared deeply. And caring deeply in a broken world often hurts. I know how often you asked yourself why you felt different from others, why your heart felt deeper, why your emotions felt stronger, why you noticed things others ignored. My child, I did not make you different to isolate you. I made you different to impact lives you have not even met yet. What feels like a burden now will one day become your testimony. You have been afraid that time is slipping away, that opportunities are passing you by, that you should be further ahead by now. You look at your age, your circumstances, your position, and you quietly panic. But I am not bound by clocks or calendars. I do not rush what I am building. What I am forming in you requires depth, not speed. There were seasons when you felt stuck, repeating the same lessons, facing the same struggles, asking the same questions. You wondered if you were going in circles, but even circles move forward. Even repetition brings mastery. You were not stagnant. You were being strengthened layer by layer. You have learned empathy through pain. You have learned patience through waiting. You have learned humility through disappointment. These lessons are not small. They are preparing you to carry responsibility without pride and blessing without losing your heart. I see how careful you have become with your words because you know how deeply words can wound. I see how you choose silence over conflict, not because you are weak, but because you value peace. Do not let anyone convince you that gentleness is weakness. Gentleness requires great strength. There were times when you felt like you were falling behind spiritually, like others were growing faster, praying better, believing stronger. But growth is not a competition. Some roots grow deep before anything appears above the surface. What is growing inside you will last longer than what grows quickly. You have been learning to forgive even when no apology came. That was not easy. You carried anger longer than you wanted to admit. You replayed conversations that never happened. You imagined closure that never came. And slowly, you released it, not because they deserved it, but because you deserved peace. I honored that. My child, I know how tired you are of being misunderstood. How often people assumed things about you that were not true. How often you felt the need to explain yourself and still felt unseen. There will come a time when you no longer need to explain. The right people will understand without words. I am aligning you with those who will see your heart, not just your actions. I am removing you from environments that drained you. I am positioning you where your growth will be protected. Do not fear the quiet seasons. Quiet is where healing settles. Quiet is where identity is restored. Quiet is where you hear me most clearly. Noise often distracts, but silence refines. You are not losing anything by waiting. You are gaining discernment. You are gaining wisdom. You are gaining strength that will not collapse under pressure. Even now, while you listen, something inside you is settling. That is my peace touching the places you could not calm on your own. Let it remain. Do not rush away from this moment. You are safe here. I am still speaking, and this message is not finished yet. You are safe here, and I want you to stay in this moment a little longer, because what I am doing inside you right now matters more than you realize. I am gently removing heaviness you became so used to carrying that you thought it was part of who you are. It is not. That weight was never meant to live in your heart permanently. You learned how to survive in ways that no one ever applauded. You adapted. You adjusted. You stayed quiet. You stayed strong. And somewhere along the way, survival became normal. But my child, I did not create you just to survive. I created you to live, to breathe freely, to hope again without fear of disappointment crushing you. There were moments when you stopped expecting good things because disappointment hurt too much. You told yourself it was safer not to hope, safer not to dream, safer not to imagine a better future. But closing your heart to pain also closed it to joy. I am teaching you now that hope is not dangerous when it is placed in me. You are allowed to want more. You are allowed to pray for better. You are allowed to believe that your story does not end in struggle. Wanting growth does not make you ungrateful. Expecting healing does not make you weak. It means you trust that I am still at work. I know how often you questioned your own decisions. You replayed conversations, choices, and moments over and over, wondering if you could have done something differently. You blamed yourself for outcomes that were never fully in your control, but I am freeing you from that cycle. Wisdom comes from reflection, not self-punishment. There were lessons you had to learn the hard way because you would not have believed them otherwise. You had to experience betrayal to understand boundaries. You had to feel loss to understand value. You had to face emptiness to understand what truly fills you. None of this was meaningless. You have grown in ways that are invisible to others. Your patience is deeper.
Your compassion is wider. Your discernment is sharper. You no longer rush into things the way you once did. That is not fear. That is maturity. You are becoming someone who chooses wisely, not impulsively. I see how you struggle between trusting people and protecting your heart. You want connection, but you fear being hurt again. You want closeness, but you fear losing yourself. My child, I am teaching you balance. You do not have to close yourself off to stay safe. You simply have to stay anchored in me. There will be people who meet you in your healed season and never know how broken you once were. They will see your strength, but not the battles that shaped it. And that is okay. Not everyone needs access to your past. Some people are meant to meet you where you are going, not where you have been. I am restoring your confidence quietly. Not arrogance, not pride, but a calm knowing of who you are. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer need to compete. You no longer need to shrink so others feel comfortable. You are allowed to take up space. There were times when you felt guilty for resting, guilty for saying no, guilty for choosing yourself. You thought love meant constant sacrifice, but I am teaching you that healthy love includes boundaries. Even I withdrew to pray. Even I rested. Rest is not laziness. It is obedience. You have been learning how to listen to your spirit instead of reacting from emotion. That pause you now take before responding, that silence you choose instead of arguing, that space you create instead of forcing resolution, that is growth. That is strength under control.
I know you have been afraid of repeating old patterns, afraid of trusting the wrong people again, afraid of ending up in the same place emotionally. But fear will not guide you forward. Wisdom will. And you are no longer the same person who made those choices before. You see differently now. You are not who you were when the wound first happened. You are not who you were when you first broke down. You are not who you were when you first felt lost. You have healed more than you give yourself credit for. There is a quiet courage rising in you. Not loud, not dramatic, but steady. It does not rush. It does not panic. It simply moves forward one step at a time. That courage will carry you farther than fear ever did. I am preparing you for peace that does not depend on circumstances, a peace that remains even when answers are incomplete, a peace that stays even when life feels uncertain. That peace is becoming part of you now. You will notice that things that once triggered you no longer have the same power. Conversations that once drained you will no longer pull you in. Situations that once confused you will now be met with clarity. This is not because the world changed. It is because you did. Do not rush this process. Healing does not happen overnight, but it does happen. And it is happening in you right now, even as you listen, even as you breathe, even as your heart slowly softens again. I am not finished with you. I am not finished shaping your story. I am not finished revealing who you are becoming. Stay with me. Keep listening. Keep trusting. I am still speaking. And as this moment begins to settle within you, I want you to understand something that your fear has often hidden from you. You have never been abandoned in any season of your life. Even when people misunderstood you, even when support disappeared, even when answers did not come the way you expected, my presence never left you. I was steady when everything else felt unstable. There were times when you thought you were losing yourself, but in truth, you were shedding versions of you that could not go forward. You were releasing habits, mindsets, and attachments that once kept you safe, but would later keep you small. Growth often feels like loss before it feels like freedom. You have learned how to sit with uncertainty without running from it. You have learned how to keep your heart open without letting it be destroyed. You have learned how to trust me even when your emotions did not cooperate. These are not small victories. These are signs of deep transformation. I know you still have questions. I know you still wonder how certain things will turn out. But faith is not knowing every detail. Faith is trusting my character. You do not need the full picture to take the next step. You only need to stay close to me. There will come moments very soon when you realize that what once overwhelmed you no longer has control over you. Situations that once caused anxiety will now be met with calm. Conversations that once drained you will no longer steal your energy. This is not because life became easier, but because you became stronger. You are learning to move at the pace of peace instead of the pace of pressure. You no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You no longer need to rush to be understood. What is meant for you will recognize you without force. I am aligning you with people who will meet you with honesty instead of manipulation, with patience instead of pressure, with support instead of judgment. You will no longer have to shrink to be accepted. You will be valued for who you truly are. Do not be afraid to hope again. Hope does not make you foolish. It makes you alive. The disappointments of the past do not get to decide the expectations of your future. I am doing something new, even if it begins quietly. There will come days when doubt tries to speak again, when old fears attempt to return, when the familiar voice of insecurity knocks at your mind. When that happens, remember how far you have come. Remember what you survived. Remember that you are no longer who you were then. You are walking into a season where your peace will protect you, where your discernment will guide you, where your faith will steady you. And even when challenges arise, they will no longer shake your foundation the way they once did. I am teaching you to trust the process without needing to control the outcome. Surrender is not weakness, it is strength that rests in me. When you let go of what you cannot carry, you make room for what I want to give you. Your life will speak quietly but powerfully, not through noise, not through force, but through consistency, integrity, and compassion. Others will feel safe around you because you learned how to find safety in me. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are exactly where you need to be to become who you are meant to be. Even now, I am walking ahead of you, preparing what you will step into next. You do not need to fear it. You do not need to rush it. When the time comes, you will recognize it by the peace it brings. Stay close to me. Keep your heart soft. Keep your spirit open. Do not let past pain convince you to close doors I am asking you to walk through. I am proud of you, not for being perfect, but for being willing to grow, willing to heal, willing to trust again. And as this message comes to rest, let my peace remain with you. Let it settle your thoughts. Let it steady your heart. Let it remind you that you are never alone. I am with you when you wake. I am with you when you rest. I am with you in what you understand, and I am with you in what you do not. My grace is sufficient for you. My strength is working within you. My purpose is unfolding through you. In Jesus' mighty name, amen.